Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Football Manager 26 here on the channel. It is now the 5th of November, where we did play Real Cartagena and Bogota FC, where we drew to Bogota at home with a very, very rotated squad. Essentially, an entirely new 11 was out there because we are trying to win. We are trying to beat Medellin, see if we can maybe win our first ever piece of silverware here at the club. And we now have 7 points from 9 because we did beat Cartagena 2-0. We drew 0-0 against Bogota. So we have 7 from 9, which should put us, I believe, in first place, yes. Because Cartagena and Orso Barso both drew with each other. So they now have 4 from 9. All right, so the reality is the most they could get is if either one of them goes 3 for 3, they would end up with 13. So we need to win 2. Now, they each have to play each other again, and they also have to play ourselves. They have to play Atletico each. So I don't know if I think that they're going to go 3 for 3. Realistically, if they get 2 out of 3, they need 10. So we need a draw and a win. We need to go 1-1-1 in our next 3 league games to most likely qualify for the promotion final. Our owner continues to talk about how we're not going to be taken over. That story continues to pop up, so that makes me think that it is going to happen, because usually when those stories continually pop up the way that has all year, that there's some smoke to that fire, or fire to that smoke, whatever. We did tell the players we're not expected to win. We do need to try to hire our performance analyst. Who wants the job? Oakley. Is Bruno Oakley any good? Analyzing data, he's reasonable. Nestor Espinoza is competent. He's competent. He's also a little bit older. And we will go ahead and offer Nestor the contract. So we're on the road for the first leg, but we have Farias, Cano, Renteria, Shala, Hincape, Saavedra, Perdomo, Balata, Alomia, Villa, and Jaramillo. Now, Alomia is on a yellow. So if he gets a yellow, then he'll be suspended for the second leg. Now, the second leg may not matter if we lose like 5-0 here. But he is probably going to be one of the subs. Here against El Equipo del Pueblo SA. And again, this is in the championship final. Like, this is obviously not a situation that anybody would have expected Atletico to be in. Again, it's a young club with just about 20 years of history, just 10 years after being rebranded. And, oh, that's right. That's an episode that was not recorded because I deleted it. Yeah, so we were... The history there, maybe we'll bring that in. Like, we'll bring that in here in the next episode as we talk about the owner and potentially the ownership changing. I mean, right now we have we're getting dominated on possession, but right now we're the only one with a shot on any type of a shot towards the goal. I mean, I would take a draw. I would take a draw or a close defeat because the return leg's at home, and theoretically, you'd like to say that would give us an advantage. I don't know if it would, but as Batia here has the ball for them as they try to play out for the back in the 24th minute. Still 0-0. And look, long ball through to Fabra. A defeat would be heartbreaking. Like to lose here in the final. Oh, it beats RBO. Good ball in. And Medellin does take the 1-0 lead here in the 25th minute. When he had all that space down the left-hand side, I kind of saw it coming. And wait, maybe the referee's checking. They're checking the goal. It might be offsides. Maybe we'll catch a break. And the goal is awarded. It looked good to me. Just way too much space given up by Villa. And, he is onside. And this is your 6'9" center back that just gets beat here. Like, he has got to do better than that. That is on Alomia. And again, we might have just run out of gas. This team has been playing so many matches. We've had such a long run here in the cup. have we just run out of gas? Has the Cinderella story finally, unsurprisingly come to an end? Cano, he's got some space. He tries to play long down the right to Perdomo. Perdomo's got some space down the right wing. Can we get an equalizer? Perdomo with a run, and he shoots it wide. That's what he needs to center. That is what he needs to center and not take that shot. That was a selfish play there. Alamia's played horrendously. Shala's not giving me much. Renteria's not giving me much. Perdomo's not giving me much. We're not going to win. The fact that we're being competitive with these players giving me next to nothing here. Saavedra, do we get a very late of the end of the first half equalizer? That would be amazing. Chala is running the wrong way with the football. Tries to run by the defender, does. Dribbles, and then loses it. He loses confidence. Everybody else is fired up because I said we've been bad. I tell him that he needs to get his act together and start playing, and he didn't like that. But yeah, just Alamia was bad, Perdomo was bad, Chala was bad, Renteria was bad. Our midfield was okay. Jaramillo played pretty well for the most part, but when Renteria, Chala, Perdomo, and Alamia, 4 out of our 5 players that we would expect to help carry the load, of our best players are all performing that poorly. It's going to be tough for us to get a result. So 52 minutes in, I am going to go ahead and bring on Palacios. Belate is going to go to the center because this way, theoretically, if it is a close match on the return, Alamia, we don't have to worry about the red card situation. Capote is going to come in for Renteria, who has just laid a shocker in at 6.28. Farias has also been just non-existent, so we'll put a Nate in. And the only positive of this is that their legs should be fresh for the match against Cartagena in the domestic cup. As Medellin is now trying to put this away here in the 54th minute. And just a little bit of a dive. Thankfully, I don't think they call the penalty. Jaramillo with the block, but that was just a dive, and it is a corner, so they're going to continue. We're going to switch now to being cautious. Again, Chala is getting tired. Nice interception there by Perdomo to Hincape. Tries to play it ahead to Capote, but not a great pass. They do intercept it. And now it's coming the other way. I mean, Villa's got to make a tackle there. Villa's got to make a tackle. I mean, Chala and Perdomo have both collectively given me nothing as well. Perdomo picks up a yellow, so I'm going to get him off the pitch. And we're going to go for 2 fresh wingbacks, so Saavedra has also not played very well. I mean, again, a 1-0 defeat would not be good, right? But it would keep us alive for the return match. It would definitely keep us alive. Even 2-0 defeat would keep us alive. It would obviously end our incredible run of not being defeated, but I would take it. Like, I would take a 2-0 loss or a 1-0. Aguilar, center the ball. No. A little bit late, but Nate puts it in, and it is 1-1. I felt like it was a little late with that pass there from Aguilar to Alejandro Onate, but thankfully Onate does slot it in, and it is 1-1. Medellin and Atletico de Cali keeps the dream alive, at least temporarily. We still have about 20 minutes plus stoppage time. Standard tempo, standard time wasting. We'll try to praise the lads. I mean, even if we give up a fall to a late defeat, again, a 2-1 away leg loss to Medellin, I think, sets up well for the return. Obviously, a 1-1 draw sets us up even better potentially. Oh, Gonzalez. Gonzalez, this is the... Oh, thankfully, Jaramillo does a great job coming out there and swallowing that up. Palacios. Rayoyos, which I always... Roy Arrow. Onate, is he through? I think he's offsides. Does it count? They're counting that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That is incredible. That is straight up incredible. Jaramillo rolls it out. Palacios hits Roy Arroyo. I always have a hard time saying his name for some reason. Beautiful run by Onate. Beautiful long ball through. Leaves the defender. Goalkeeper gets caught in no man's land. And it is a goal. And that is incredible. Oh, but here they come. Here they come. I was going to yell some praise, but I have a feeling like the equalizer might be coming. But again, Roy Arroyo with just a brutal tackle. But no immediate highlight after, so can Atletico steal what feels like it would be a stolen victory if we go down to Medellin and get this 2-1 win? Cano, just run with the ball, buddy. Just run with the ball. Look for Onate if he's there, but just otherwise run with the ball. Waste some time. Okay, nice run to the inside. Nobody's stepping up. Oh, good tackle there by Medellin. Thankfully, Cano gets back to his feet, though. Onate now with it to Royero, who tries to play it through to Capote. Oh! But again, there was no saves coming. 100% being honest. This team is just good. We are just good. This tactic, this team. Belante here with the ball at the 95th minute as we are very nearly. Capote, Onate, Hincape, a lot of A's. Roy Arrow, he's through. Tries to cross it. Oh, no, it's out. Capote is back to Aguilar. Aguilar shoots and it's outside. Wait, it didn't go out of bounds? That looked like it went out of bounds to me. That's definitely out of bounds. And I think we pulled it off. As the ball goes into the stands, and yes, we do. Atletico de Cali, the Cinderella is alive. The slipper fits. The slipper fits, my friends. As we rally from a 1-0-0 deficit to take a 2-1 victory on the road at Medellin and put us 90 minutes. A young Atletico de Cali FC side showed that you could win with kids as they came out on top against a much more experienced Independiente Medellin team on a wet evening at Estadio Anastasio Garadat, where VAR was also utilized. Now, they did allow the goal, but yes, Onate came in off the bench. 2 huge goals, 72nd and 83rd minute. And yeah, we now... Makes me nervous that they're going to batter me at home. But it sets it up. It is all set up for us. It really, really is all set up for us now. Belante did a great job. We're definitely going to praise him. Again, this team is so close. We are so close to so many goals. And again, this is just insane. This is just insane. 50 matches, we're 29, 16, and 5. Like, we're still unsuited for everything. We're 36 years old because we were born in 1989. I am just, like, I can't believe this. Like, I honestly am having a hard time believing that this is happening. We have a real shot at doing the double. We have a real chance of doing the double. Now, we do have 2 matches in 3 days. We have 3 in 5 days. Like, this is just the insane part of the schedule. So we are going to rotate the entire team again. A draw against them would keep us 3 points clear with 2 to go. If we could manage to beat them, they'd be out of the running because the most they could get would be 10 points. And then it's just about Orso Marso then. If Bogota could get a draw and we win, then it's pretty much over. Then November 10th doesn't matter. November 18th doesn't matter. But we're going to pause. We're going to talk about the Real World Club here in a second. And then we will be back. Hello, everybody. And we are back here on the 11th of November where we are taking on Medellin. And before we get into the match, we did beat Bogota and Cartagena 1-0 and then 2-1. So it does not matter what happens against Orso Barso. We are through to the final phase for the promotion, right? We have won our group, so we will be able to very much rotate our squad here on the 18th. But let's get into the match. The only bad news, right, is we're really thin in the midfield because Herbaza is injured and with a slight knock, and then Hincape badly fractured a wrist. So our midfield now is very thin. Garcia is is our third midfielder. But we have Farias, Cado, Renteria, Chala, Valencia, Saavedra, Perdomo, Balata, Lomia, Villa, Harbio. Here at home for a chance for us to do something we have never done in club history, which is to win a title. We're a young club. We are only in our 20th season. Yep, ignore the praise, right? It's all about trying to take the pressure off the club. A draw, whether it's 2-2, 4-4, 5-5, it does not matter. It would get us the title, right? A home defeat. Oh boy, as La Rosa is through and it's off the post. Okay, that was that was interesting. Chavera here. A home defeat would be disappointing, right? To come this far, just to lose and miss out. But honestly, I also think it's a little bit. Oh, it's over the bar. As I got caught up, watching the highlight there. The idea that we're going to win the double or potentially do the double when we've never won anything in our club's history, and to run through all of these top flight sides as Valencia passes it to Cado, Cado passes it to Chala, Chala tries to do a long cross to Renteria, he can't get on the end, Farias, back to Perdomo, over to Chala, Chala off the chest, dribbles into the box, passes it to Valencia, Valencia shoots, Renteria tries to head it over the bar, but it goes over the bar. We're just an exciting team. We are just an exciting young team. And I do think that we need to try to, rest players after this. Try to encourage them. Oh, Farias couldn't quite get there as he was pressing the keeper here at the 15th minute. Right, because again, getting promoted has to be the big goal because I don't think winning the cup automatically gets you promoted. Why is Barrio all by himself? Why was nobody there defensively? I know it was a long kick, but and that's what happens. We just fall asleep on pressing Barrio, And Enzo La Rosa puts it in, and it's now even on aggregate. I think Chala got held up in the midfield, and yeah, I do feel like we're probably going to come up short here. I think the lack of depth of the midfield, I can't believe that we're gonna win. I would love to think it. Maybe we equalize here and my mindset changes, but I think as young as we are, I think we're gonna come unstuck at some point. That would be the most logical thing. Nice move there by Perdomo. Perdomo, that's got to be a pass. You have no angle. The defender is right on your back. Goes out for a corner, but that needed to be a pass. What we really don't have now, especially in the midfield, is the depth for extra time. I don't want to lose, but at the same time, because we do need to go all in, get there. Get the ball, Alamia. Or is that Villa? He just stood there and watched the ball go to his feet. Why the hell? That's how that center back. Why would you head it back across? Yep. I think we are about to turn into a pumpkin. This is ridiculous. Who is that? Chala. Yeah. What is he doing? He literally heads it right back to LaRosa. That is just horrendous. It would be nice if you would mark people, yeah. Yeah, we were gonna get battered here in the championship. God, this is this is tough. Like, oh dear, 3-0. Pumpkin time indeed. Just we picked a great time to come out here and just lay a 100% egg. Just laid a 100% egg here at home in the final. And the good news is we made all the money, so we're now financially solvent for the end of the year. Oh, dear God. And now he's hurt. Or did he? Yeah. This is a tough way for the run to end. It is a tough way for the run to end. Garcia will come in for Saavedra because, again, we don't want him to get hurt. Onate will come in for Cano because he has just been awful as well. Yeah, both of my wingers, 6.01, 6.08. Alamia is going to come off 6.21. I don't have another center back, unfortunately, to bring on. Between Perdomo and Chala, Perdomo's played worse, so Aguilar will come on. Well, we don't have to worry about during the double, but now the question is, can we even get promoted? Because if we God, that's gonna suck. If we don't get promoted, I don't want to. I don't want to leave, but at the same time, man, being in the second division for a second straight year, if we don't win the promotion, it is going to be brutal. But just too many players laid an egg. Farias brings us back. Right, so we are now one away on aggregate. It's now 4-3. So I mean, at least we're not going to get absolutely just battered. But I tried to praise us to fire us up, but doesn't look like it. We're going to go very attacking, right? We're going to go very attacking. See if there's a miracle that we have left. '80 82nd minute now. It's still 3-1. Mendelin. I don't think there's enough time. I think that 3-goal falling down 3-0. You know, we're trying to come back, but they're dominating possession at our end, and yeah, the dream is over. I mean, we have 5 minutes of stoppage time, but I don't think it's meant to be. Crap. Yep, Medellin puts an end to it. They do win the Copa Colombia, and we get to watch a team celebrate on our home field, lift the trophy. We had a chance to lift the trophy for the first time in club history, at home, and we had too many players come out and just lay an absolute egg. Congratulations to Medellin. I will give the lads credit. It was still a heck of a season. It was a heck of a run. Nobody had faith in us. Nobody thought that was possible. But that just that is a brutal way to end the tournament. Yeah, I'll tell him I'm satisfied even though it wasn't our turn to win. Four 3 defeat on aggregate. That hurts. That hurts a lot. That the money from that, the prestige from that would have really helped. Renteria is injured 7 to 8 weeks. Dear Lord. But again, like, when you play, how many matches have we had now? 53 matches. We received 200 million after losing against Medellin, so we have 4.5 billion now in the balance. Which is good. We are now expected to have 1.1 billion, the positive, at the end of the season. Obviously, if we could survive, I mean, again, Orso Barso, it really doesn't matter. Cartagena's played 6, they're on 10 points. We played 5, we're already through. I think I am going to give them a few days off of training, and yeah, we'll come back for. God, it would be nice if it was a single match. Since everything in Colombia is a double leg, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 2-legged match. God. All right. Thank you, everybody, and I'll be back.